what's up, book lovers? It's Tabby. Welcome back to another edited, crapalicious, awesome-tastic new video. Today, I am bringing you a book review for Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. And for some reason, I lost this book. I don't know how. It got somewhere in my house, and I don't know where it is anymore. This is the cover. Anyway, Throne of Glass is an amazing book, and you guys should read it. But I'm doing a book review for you today, so that's what you came for, and now I'm going to give it to you. So let's get into the review. There will be a spoiler section, but that is not yet. First, I will have a non-spoiler section and tell you what the book is about. So here it is. Throne of Glass. This book takes place in a world. There's this girl named Celaena Sardathian. Celaena Sardathian is an assassin from Endovier, which is like this underground mines, and she was put there because she's like this criminal. She escaped from the Endovier mines up to the surface, and now she's in the king's castle. And so the king offers her a deal. The king creates this contest, and they are going to have to do these series of tests to become the king's champion. And so they have to go through this series of tests, and Celaena is going to do that to become the king's champion. Once she becomes the king's champion, she's the king's champion for 4 years, and then she gets her freedom. So the king's champion basically like kills people for him. And so Celaena stays at the king's castle for a while so that she can do training to do these tests to be the king's champion. But obviously, she might not win. And Dorian Havillard, who is another character, who is the king's son, so he is the prince, is also one of Celaena's friends, and they talk and chat and things. He's a very big character in this, and so is Cale Westfall, and he is the captain of the guard, so he's like kind of like the main army dude who runs all of the things. He's captain at the castle, and he trains Celaena for the tests and to be the king's champion, even though she might not win because she has to go through a series of tests which include other people. Magic has been banished from this world because the king banished it because he doesn't want magic anymore because he thinks it's too dangerous. But there starts to be some weird things around in the castle, and some things happen, and you wonder, what's magic? What is happening? Magic is still here, and yeah, all that magic shenanigans. So yeah, a lot of stuff happens. Throne of Glass is a great book. You should go read it right now because I gave it 5 out of 5 stars because I really like it. But now I'm going to go into the spoilery section. So if you have not read Throne of Glass yet, then you should definitely click out of this video and leave. Yes, I did take a break to wash my hair. Don't hate me. On to the spoilery section. So first, let's talk about the characters. I love like all of the characters in this book. Like, it was really great, and I'm sure that the characters are going to develop like perfectly throughout the whole series, and I'm so excited to see that. Yeah, I really love Celaena Sardathian, who's the lead woman role. She's so sassy, but she has a lot of sides to her. She likes dresses. She's cool. She likes reading. She reads till like 4 in the morning. It's so relatable. I mean, I just love Celaena. She's just like me. Not really. I'm not an assassin, and I probably would suck at being an assassin, so we're actually nothing alike besides reading. She's just very charming to me. Next character is Dorian Havillard, who is the prince, and I really like Dorian. He has a little bit of charm to him, like Prince Charming, and obviously Celaena and Dorian are kind of a thing a little bit. I mean, throughout the story, they kind of like, Dorian loves Celaena a lot, and then Celaena's kind of like iffy, but she knows that she feels the sparks around him. I feel like Cale, who is the captain of the guard, I feel like there might be a love triangle there, and people have talked about love triangles, but I don't know if it is with Cale, because he kind of seems to like Celaena, and so with Celaena, so there might be a love triangle, but I'm not sure. Maybe that will be in the later books. Cale, in the beginning of the book, I thought he was kind of a stale character. He was just like not very likable, in my opinion. I didn't really like him that much. Kind of plain, kind of like tough. I like Dorian a little bit better than Kale. Actually, a lot better than Kale. I like Dorian better. And then the next character is Nemia, who is Celaena's friend. And we didn't get to learn a lot about Nemia, but I'm really excited to learn more about her. She was really cool. Loved Nemia. Great girl. It was a great friendship between Celaena and Nemia. I thought they were really good friends, and it was just a different relationship, and I thought it was really nice. And then there's all of the contestants from the contest who are trying to become the King's Champion. There's a lot of characters. Cain, who is one of the villains. I thought he was very evil. And he was just kind of tough. There was no really main villain in this book. There was not a villain, I don't believe. But Cain was kind of a plain character, plain villain. But I kind of understand that. The rest of the book totally made up for that. Cain was kind of unoriginal. That was just one little problem of mine. So now I'm going to talk about the plot and kind of go like step by step through the story. In the beginning, it started off with Celaena, and she was going to the king's castle, and she was there, and she was talking to the king and all about her champion stuff and contests and how she's going to get her freedom. I liked that scene. I thought it was interesting. Nice job, Sarah J. Maas. We first meet Kale before Dorian, and he's kind of introduced as the captain of the guard. And then we meet Dorian, and he's great. And then there's several scenes just in the castle, and I like those scenes. There's one scene where Kale and Celaena go into the royal library, and Celaena like, whoa, look how many books. I love it so much because of all of the books, and I can relate. And then Kale's like, oh, you need permission. You need to ask Dorian first before you can buy any books in this library. And so she asks permission, but then Dorian is like, okay, you need to read these books first before you do all that and read your own books. So yeah, and then she reads those and she stays up really late reading them. There's also training sequences with Kale and Celaena, and those are really fun, where they're like fighting and things and bow and arrow and all of that. I like those training sequences. The test scenes, which are the tests leading up to like the final duel to become the King's Champion, with all of the contestants testing, it's really cool. I like those scenes. I really like the one where they had to like walk across the wire, like across like this cavern, or try to like pull rope. I forgot what it was. I think they were like holding on to rope, trying to get to the other side. It was like obstacle course sort of. I really like that scene, like with Cain, and where she like saved, I forgot his name, but they like fell down and then she saved him, and then there was all the problems. I really like that scene. The stories with the magic in the castle, with all the rid marks, I think that's what you called them, with like the painting, rid marks, blood, all that, the murder sequences. Ooh, jeez. And oh my gosh, when I knew that Cain was murdering everyone, I was like, yes, he is killing people. Yes, it is the Duke of Parrington, whatever. And I knew Cain was doing it before. I was like, yes, Cain is killing off the contestants. I knew that he was doing that before they told me in the book. That was pretty easy to figure out. I totally forgot to talk about the part where Celaena has to change her identity into Lillian the Jewel Thief. Lillian the Jewel Thief, she has to change her identity, but then everyone eventually figures it out that she's Celaena Sardathian. So it doesn't really matter, but she had to change her identity for a while, and I thought that was interesting because she was in Endovier, and they didn't want everyone knowing that she was this giant assassin. But also, there's a bit of drama between Caitlin, who's this other princess that wants to marry Dorian, because Dorian is already like 20 and he needs to get married. So yeah, Caitlin wants to be married to Dorian, and Celaena has this little crush on Dorian, and Dorian has a crush on Celaena, so they're pretty much already together. But then Caitlin really wants in on Dorian, so there's a little bit of drama there, which I thought was entertaining. In the end, their final duel, the test with Cain and the other people, they're dueling against each other. In the final battle. Selena is trying to fight, but she was getting kind of weak from hitting, and she didn't know why she was being weak, and she couldn't, like, stab him and kill him and all that. She was wondering why, and it was because the Duke of Parrington helped Caitlin poison some of Selena's food, drink, so that she would feel sick and die on the battlefield, and so she wouldn't be able to win, and that Cain would win because Caitlin wanted to marry Dorian. Well, it was working, but then Cale came up and killed Cain from the audience. He went up and killed him, and that was a big, intense sequence, and everyone was like, what? Oh. And so Caitlin got very mad, and the Duke of Parrington lied and said that he didn't poison anything, and he didn't help, and Caitlin got arrested. And I thought Caitlin was fine. Like, she was a fine girl. Like, she didn't need to be arrested. She was kind of annoying and got on my nerves a lot. But Duke of Parrington, like, you are evil. Like, go away. And so Caitlin was arrested, and then basically Selena won, and that ended, and basically she is going to be the King's Champion for the next 4 years, and I am so excited to read the rest of the books and figure out what happens and what it's going to be like, because I think it's going to be a really awesome series. Everyone says the books keep on getting better, and I'm like, oh my gosh, yes. So currently I'm reading Crown of Midnight, and then after that I believe I'm going to read The Assassin's Blade, because that's like a prequel, so that you can figure out Selena's past, which apparently really sucked, and I really want to learn about Selena's past. Because I remember that one scene where she was talking about how they had to slam her hand into a door by herself. She had to slam her hand into a door to be like, go to jail or something, and I was like, oh my goodness, her past must be so interesting. I'm so excited to read The Assassin's Blade. But first, I'm reading Crown of Midnight. I'm about 1/3 of the way through it right now, and I will probably do a review on Crown of Midnight. So I'm super excited. Hope you guys are excited too for that review. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Take care. Don't be a hater. See you later, guys. Bye!